Aloha and welcome. The Spirit of Sports, brought to you by notpods.com. This is Richie. Just sneaking this in on August 4th, Friday night, out here in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. Welcome to anyone that might be listening. Still a work in progress, but I'm putting in the time, putting in the effort. Just really want to make a better life for myself. Coming soon will be notpods.com, where I will have more content and longer shows, live internet radio, not a podcast. Starting out here on YouTube. Thank you so much to YouTube for just being there for anyone that's aspiring to do something to better themselves. So last night, real football, I say that with air quotes, as a Hall of Fame game kicked off, the first preseason game, and it's always kind of bittersweet because you love the football, but can't really get into preseason too much. That's okay. Couple things to take from it is that Zach Wilson may be not a lost cause, and I really like what Aaron Rodgers is doing with him. I just love Aaron Rodgers' whole new outlook. Just come back from the depths of depression almost, to just turning people off to the point where it's like, F this guy, to now, like, I really dig this guy. So really nice to see. Zach made that one really good throw, and then DTR, Dorian Thompson-Robinson, UCLA. Seems like he was there for 8 years. I remember that guy back in the 90s, it seems like. But he put on a pretty good show. So just having real football, semi-real football, it's always nice. Hall of Fame game. Always a good time. And I just watched, I did not see it live, but DeMarcus Ware sang the national anthem in the memory of Demaryius Thomas, who passed away a year and a half ago, I guess. Apparently, and from what I hear, just a great guy, and that was a pretty tragic loss. But it was pretty cool. DeMarcus Ware, if you haven't seen it, this is the kind of thing I would put on the website, which I will be updating daily, coming soon. I just want to get some traction, get some thousands following, and one day I'm going to ask for 51 cents a month. Help me out. My beautiful daughter, Emalani. Got 2 episodes. If you check our playlist, Emalani the Great. And Hall of Fame game. My boy Raz called today, and we're thinking about topics, and I'm sure we will bring this one up again, but the Baseball Hall of Fame, probably the most prestigious. I would say baseball, football, real close. Basketball, distant third. Seems like anybody gets in Basketball Hall of Fame. But the Baseball Hall of Fame, and the usual culprits, Pete Rose, Bonds, McGuire, Canseco even, Sammy Sosa. Do they belong? When we have open lines, we could talk about this for hours. I can totally see both sides. Pete Rose, it's hypocritical to me that they can have his bat and his gloves and the bases from his hits, and Eric Schau, gave up his 41-91. They can have 30 some of his artifacts in the Hall of Fame, but they're not going to put him in. If I was Pete, I'm going to say, fuck it. Just give me that shit. I'm going to take my ball and go home. He's a curmudgeon, that guy, and he rubs people the wrong way. and he lied forever about betting on baseball. Never bet against his own team. At what point is it about the game? It's the Hall of Fame. What percentage should be your character? Ty Cobb was the biggest asshole ever, from what I understand. Didn't stop him from getting in. I guess he never cheated. Joe, say it ain't so, Joe. Joe Jackson, Chicago Black Sox. They threw the World Series, but he didn't. He was against it. He hit 360 or something. Documented that he did not want in and he would not be a part of it. 8 Men Out, great movie. But he's not in because he's part of that team. Do these guys belong in? I'm going to tell you what. 1994 baseball strike was the doldrums, probably the lowest point in baseball. The 80 strike was terrible, but at least they brought the season back and played half and half. I remember they blew whistles at the games and never do this again. 14 years later, they just cut the season dead in August. Might be right around this day. I know it was mid to late August, somewhere in there. Just cut off a season and don't even play again. What's the point? You're going to play next year. Figure the shit out. That was one of the most aggravating. And guys run paces to break some records. And the Expos had the best, before they moved to Washington, and just such a heartbreak. What about the kids that go with their dad every year? What about the fans? What about the hot dog guy? What about the vendors? Fuck you, Major League Baseball, NBA, billionaires fighting multimillionaires over what? Couple $100 million. Don't give a shit about us that pay your wages. So I will tell you, 1998, McGuire and Sosa saved baseball, brought it back. I don't care what they were juicing. Put anything in your body. Make it legal. Hell, nobody gave a shit. All we knew is that was a rebirth of baseball. Baseball, dying breed. It's still, they can't get it right. I do like the changes. What they're doing now with the pitch clock, no shift, more real baseball, not just strikeout or home run or walk. But, it's the national pastime, but football is a national passion. It's taken over. NBA, distant second. Major League Baseball, far distant third. NHL playoffs, I would say, is right up there with Major League Baseball. So you lie in Congress, we didn't take steroid, we didn't take HGH. At what point? And who are these baseball writers? Do they not have any skeletons in their closets? If we really dug into it, really, who are they to judge? I think if I had a ballot, it would be Barry, yes. Write him in. McGuire, yes. Sosa, yes. Keith Hernandez, yes. Let it be about the numbers. Everyone's doing it. It's a cliche, but it's true. If everyone was doing it. And I don't know. I forget exactly. Didn't they get piss tested a lot and never got caught? So if they got caught, wouldn't it be 45 and 90-day game suspensions? Wasn't that what they were doling out? One commissioner to make all these decisions too. Maybe should be a committee for that. That's a whole nother story. But whenever I see when the Hall of Fame game kicks off, and it's a great time in early August, football's just around the corner. 1 month away, I think 35 days to go. But when I hear Hall of Fame, those are the 3 or 4 or 5 big names. So if I had listeners, I would say, give me a chat, give me an email, give me a call. What do you think? Barry Bonds, yes, no. McGuire, Sosa, save baseball. Does anybody really care? It doesn't help you hit a hit a ball any better. Just makes your recovery time quicker. Well, anyway, time to sign off. Put in my 10 minutes every day. Every day I will give at least 10 minutes, and we're going to go live soon. I'll tell you about my talkathon later. Try to make a little bit of money, but the dream, not to have to wear shoes ever again, except for golfing, maybe on vacation. No shoes, no pants, t-shirts and hats. And I'll be asking for all of your help. Until then, I'm just going to keep plugging away and try to get a little traction out here. Hawaii. I love you all. Aloha. TheSpiritofSports.com.